Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is start of a new podcast that I'd like to do, and I'm recording this while driving, so if I just randomly curse at something, you'll know why. It's probably just a little bit of road rage. I don't know why I decided to record this while driving, but it's really the only time I have to myself. I'm sure a lot of you could probably relate to that. Life's just busy. Work, maybe school, if you're married, got kids, whatever. Sometimes driving is the only time you have to yourself. So, I don't even know how this is going to sound. You're going to hear a whole bunch of external noise or whatever. I'm recording this on my phone. So, we'll see. I've been wanting to start this for a while. I was going to start it last night with a friend of mine, but he's busy too. As such is life. Everybody gets busy doing their own thing, and it's sometimes it's just hard to match up schedules with people. So if you want to start something, you want to get it going, you just got to be like, all right, I'm starting this shit, and if anybody else gets down with it later and jumps on, cool. If not, then I guess I'm just doing this myself, which sucks because I definitely don't want to. I'd rather have some type of co-host or somebody just here, you know. I want this to really be something for open discussion, and you really can't have an open discussion by yourself. It's just you talking with no feedback, no second opinion, no devil's advocate, no nothing. It's just you. So that kind of sucks. And no matter how entertaining you might think you are, talking by yourself just is boring as well. It's almost like being crazy because you're literally just talking to yourself. I mean, this is recording offline, so it's not like anyone is hearing it live. You're doing it with the intention that people are going to hear it later. As this guy doesn't know how to make a left turn and just stops in front of me, so that's cool. But since nobody's actually listened to it as I'm talking right now, I'm essentially talking to myself, which is 2 steps away from being crazy. And my God, this guy can't drive shit. This was wonderful. I do pretty well, I have to say, like, getting mad while I drive. Most of the time, this type of stuff doesn't bother me anymore. I really enjoy listening to podcasts while I drive, actually. Used to be music. I mean, I'm a DJ, so I used to always just listen to music. Now I barely ever listen to the radio, and I have some type of podcast on while I drive. So if I'm stuck in traffic, or some guy's going slow or being a dick, I don't even care, because I'm, like, lost in what I'm listening to. Especially if it's, something interesting or whatever, which usually the ones I tend to pick are. Otherwise I just skip them and go to the next one. So really, it's helped just be a calmer person. It doesn't really bother me, that type of stuff, as much anymore. I mean, I'll still say some sarcastic shit in my head, maybe, or even out loud. Again, talking to myself since no one's in the car with me. But for the most part, it doesn't get to me anymore. I mean, if I'm late, I'm in a rush, and there's traffic, I mean, it sucks. But I'm not going crazy like, oh man, why aren't we moving? Well, because something's wrong up there. That's why you're not moving. That's the thing. I don't get why people are so, like, aggressive, I guess, when they drive. One of the things that pisses me off the most is when you're at a red light, especially like you're the first one at the red light, right? And as soon as it turns green, that second it turns green, the guy behind you is beeping his horn. I'm just like, really? Like, it just turned green. Like, I don't know, how fast do you want me to step on it? We're not drag racing. Like, I'm not missing precious milliseconds off of my quarter-mile time because I didn't step on the damn gas as soon as it turned green. Like, chill the fuck out. And especially I'm not in my usual car. I'm in a loaner car. My car's in the goddamn shop. But I drive a 5-speed, so it's like, give me a second, I gotta get in gear and stuff, like, damn. Usually when people do that, I'm, again, just being a sarcastic asshole, I don't even go. I just look up in my rear view mirror, and I just stare at them, and I don't even move. I'm just like, alright, you're beeping at me. Did that get you anywhere? You're stuck in the same spot you were a half a second ago when you were beeping at me. And now it's gonna take even longer because I know you're an asshole now. So now I'm purposely gonna do what you hate. So it's a lose-lose for you, man. Why do that? Like, you're not doing anything. And if it's someone who's not like just cool and calm like me and shit, then you're probably agitating that person too. So now you're just spreading negativity. It's like, why even do that, man? Just be patient. I really try hard not to beep somebody when it turns green. I'll give them the benefit of doubt, unless the only thing when I will beep them is if I can see them on their phone. They're the first person at a light, and that motherfucker turns green. I'm not gonna beep you right away, but I'll give you like 3 seconds, and if I see you looking down at your phone, I'm beeping the shit out of you. Now it's like, I felt like I gave you adequate time, now you gotta move. Especially if it's at one of those lights, like a left-hand turn or something where it lasts long enough for like 3 cars to go by. And if you're taking your time and not going, you're the only one to get through, I have to sit at that light again, you're gonna be testing my patience. I know I just got done saying that type of shit kind of doesn't bother me and I'm usually calm about it, but you're seriously gonna be testing my patience at that point. So, I don't know how I even got onto this little road rage rant, but whatever. Hopefully the point of this, not the road rage rant, but this overall podcast, again, open discussion, try to get some flowing of ideas going on whatever topics. I probably have it up, some suggestions on Facebook, Twitter, stuff. For now, you can reach me at DJ Tracktion. That's what it's going to be under, even though this is going to have nothing to do with music whatsoever, pretty much. That's just the easiest way to find me on all social media. I don't even have a name for this podcast, so that might be up for suggestions as well. I was thinking something like no expert or whatever, because we're going to be talking about a bunch of stuff, and then when it comes down to it, I'm no expert on it, but we can give you some maybe a common sense perspective on some stuff, and again, just get that flow of ideas and the dialogue going on certain things, and maybe, you know, you come up with just different angles of stuff that you didn't think of, and it might not, it's not to change your mind or whatever, but just give you another perspective, because there's so many sides to every single little story and just every event and issue that's going on, whether it's something national or just personal. Like, just looking at it from every possible angle can't hurt. Just can't hurt. It's going to be a positive thing. And whatever you do in any aspect of life, looking at it from all sides, you know? So that's going to be the overall point of this. Hopefully there won't be too many breaks. And I mean breaks of me talking, but again, when you're doing it by yourself, you have that tendency to just get caught up in just rambling. And I'm going to try really hard not to do that. But I know you don't want a whole bunch of dead air. But you also don't want just random words being spoken with no meaning and no direction whatsoever. Kind of like what is happening right now. So, I try my best. And this might not be the longest premiere episode or whatever, but it is what it is. Hopefully I do get some guests to be involved to talk about, you know, just whatever. If somebody does have maybe more experience or some type of specialty in a certain subject, we can go into that. Or just whatever it is, we'll try to talk about it. Hopefully I get maybe some type of co-host that can be regular. If it happens, great. If it's just like an every other week type of thing, or they're here once a month, then it is what it is. Again, I'm just going to put this first one up, see if it gets any response whatsoever, and if anybody's down with the idea, wants to be a part of it, it'd be pretty cool, and I'm down for it. I'm really not into like awkward situations, and I mean that, like, if I put this shit up and somebody that like I'm cool with, like we might be Facebook friends, but I mean I don't really hang out with the person to talk to them like that, but they're like, oh shit, I like what you're doing, I really want to be down with that. It's like, yo, we can get up and talk about it, you know what I'm saying? I'm not one of those fucking people where it's like I'm not going to talk to somebody because I don't know them like that, you know? Closed mouths don't eat. So if you want to get something done, I mean, get it done, you know? If it takes talking to someone, networking with someone that you don't know or whatever, or this and that, or, you know, all of a sudden they got to become your new best friend, then whatever it is, you know? Just it can't hurt in trying it and seeing how it is. If it turns out that person's kind of an asshole or something like that, or is a real fucking douchebag, I might be like, you know what, I don't think this is gonna work out. I think I might just continue doing it by myself, even though that's not ideal for me. But you never know until you try it out. I probably look crazy now to anybody who's looking in my car at these red lights, because I talk with my hands a lot too, so I'm just going at it, talking, words going, hands going, and nobody else is in the car. And I saw the lady look at me at the last red light, and she quickly looked the other way and just shook her head. And I'm like, yeah, what are you gonna do? But now with all like the hands-free phone stuff and all that shit, I feel like you see that a lot, so it can't even be that crazy. Holy shit, you know what was crazy though? This is no joke. This is what I saw today. I'm driving home from work, and this guy's driving down the opposite way, on the other side of the road, and it's a piece of shit, like, I don't know, 85 Honda Accord or Civic or something little like that, and it's like rusted out. It's a few different colors, really, all like old, faded and shit. And this guy's head is out the sunroof, and that's how he's driving. Sunglasses on, head out of the sunroof, driving. And I see him coming down the road. I'm like, what the fuck is going on over there? And I see him pass, and I'm like, there's no way I just witnessed that. Like, the dude legit is driving with his head out of the sunroof. He must have been 7'5", because I don't even know how you do that. Even in a little ass car like that, I don't know how you'll be able to drive with your foot on the gas and your head out the sunroof. The windshield didn't look that fucked up, so I don't know why he was doing that. I mean, it didn't look smashed in or something like that. Maybe it was dirty, but the whole fucking car was dirty. I mean, it didn't look that fucking dirty. But I don't know, man. That's how this dude was driving. Head out of the sunroof. I honestly drove past that. I was going to try to whip the whip around and follow this dude and be like, man, I got to get a fucking picture or video of this. Ain't nobody going to believe me. But legit, that's what this guy was doing. Driving with his head out the fucking sunroof. True story. Alright, guess that wraps up this first episode. Nothing really else to talk about, especially not by myself. Yeah, I mean, if I was going to do this by myself, I might as well just be a fucking stand-up or something and go to open mics. That's a lot different, though. I've used this example before. If anyone's listened to a previous podcast that I had done with my dude Ryan, yo, shout out to Ryan. You want to do this again? Let's make it happen. We definitely can do that. I'll try to hit you up before you hear this, so this is not the way you find out about it, but whatever. Again, you know what I'm saying? It's not awkward to me. I don't give a shit. Like, let's do it again if you want to. Also, I gotta drop off some shit at your house anyway. I got that stuff, that sand shit and that deck scrubber. And let me know what that oil degreaser shit was. I'll buy you another one. Good looking out and let me use it. That's a whole ordeal. I can't wait till it's settled, and then it will definitely make a great episode to tell you about how my car ended up in the shop right now. But since it might be going to court, I just don't want to, I don't know the rules about that shit, so I'm just not going to say anything specific or really talk about it until it's settled. Shout out to the other car place that has it right now, though, and gave me this awesome loaner car. I just want to say that right now. Again, about doing this thing itself, and like me talking about that before, like I'm a huge stand-up fan. I love comedy and everything. Louis C.K., fucking Joe Rogan, fucking what's that other dude's name? Is it Jeff Heffron? Like a whole bunch of people, and then obviously the classics, George Carlin. I mean, everybody. I'm a huge fan of Bill Burr stand-up as well, but I kind of hate his podcast because it's just him. So there's no, like, even when he says some funny shit, it's like there's nobody else there to like even give a little laugh. There's no like background anything, so there's nothing to play off of. It's just him, and sometimes he gets stuck in those rambles too, where he's just going nowhere. He's just off the deep end, going to left field. There's nobody there to catch it, and he's just off. And it sucks because, again, I'm a big fan of his. Love his fucking stand-up and shit. I think he's funny as fuck. I tried to listen to a few different podcasts and just not happening. Can't do it. Which I'm sure a whole bunch of people will do the same with this. Probably won't even get as far as this moment right now, and have already shut it off. But that's cool, because there's almost like 7 billion people in the world, so there's an audience and market for anything. If you want to do something, no matter how far out it is, fucking try it, put it out there, man. And now, just with technology and the internet the way it is, someone else is gonna like it, man. They're gonna be like, oh yeah, no, I'm down with that. I do that too, or I would like to do that, or whatever else it is, and maybe you get a couple loyal listeners, you know. I actually am really big into like organic growth of stuff, so that'd be an interesting little side experiment, I guess, to see if this can, if it does pick up any steam. If someone does hit me up like, hey, yeah, I would like to do that with you, I can commit some time to it or whatever. That'd be pretty dope. Or I'll do a few of these and I'll get no positive feedback whatsoever, and I'll just fucking stop, I guess. Who knows? But I guess sometimes just talking randomly can be beneficial to you. Sometimes you gotta, maybe you're just working out stuff on your own, and actually saying it out loud can help. And if you use it as a disguise of recording it and putting it online as a podcast, maybe you look less crazy. Because if you're just in your room with nothing recording, talking out loud to yourself, at some point someone's gonna hear that, and they're gonna be like, yeah, I think our son's crazy, or I think my husband's crazy, or my sister is fucking nuts. She spends an hour every other day talking to herself out loud about the craziest shit. So my advice to anybody who does that, just record it, put it up, say it's a podcast, and then you're like going through some self-therapy by yourself for the world to hear, I guess. But then if you start getting some feedback, either other people going through that or people like, yeah, man, I know what you mean and shit, then that could be good too, I guess. And then what started as you being crazy in your room by yourself, now you got some people that understand, I guess. I don't know. So I think that's about to wrap it up, because I'm about to be home anyway. So this is a quick little, I don't know, 10, 15 minute introduction, I guess. Be like, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to talk about shit. I'm trying to talk to people about shit, and I want to hear what you have to say about it, and then I'm going to say something about it too, and then we'll say something else about it that maybe nobody thought of. I don't mean nobody in the world, but like either me or the other person maybe, and hopefully other people get involved in it. And there it is. So I'm just gonna post this shit up. I think I'd just try to actually get it on iTunes like ASAP. I don't know what, through Podomatic maybe. I heard that's a good site. I don't know. And we'll see what happens. All right. So there it is, episode number 1 of the as yet untitled podcast with your dude DJ Tracktion, or Josh, because that's my actual name. So you can call me that too. But I have no idea how I'm going to package this and market it and put it out there. So I don't know what name to use. Whatever. I'll figure all that shit out later, right? Because the first step, you want to get anything done, the first step is just start it. Even if you don't have it all the way planned out, just go down. Just fucking try it. I mean, that's almost how I've done everything. When I started DJing, I was like listening to the radio, and it was back in the day, so I was like in fucking DJ Clue mixtapes, Funkmaster Flex. I'm like, yeah, man, that's what I want to do, yo. And I just went and bought some fucking turntables and some records, and like, let's fucking try this shit. Thankfully, I liked it. Otherwise, it would have been a pretty waste of money, but I just kept at it and stuff. Same thing with training and fighting and shit, 'cause I do that too. Like, I was like, man, BJ Penn, one of my favorite fighters of all time and shit. I don't exactly remember which fight it was, but I remember seeing him fight. And just like, yo, he's fucking nasty. I like his attitude about that. And I was like, I think I could do that. You know, I had a little wrestling and karate background. I'm like, I think I can do that. So I found the best, went right into it, jumped into the deep end. I'm like, I found the best fucking MMA gym on Long Island. Shout out to Ray Longo. It's now Chris Weidman and Ray Longo's Power MMA. And I went up and I'm like, yo, I want to fight. And they're like, okay, how about you take a few classes first? Let's see where you're at, and you know, we'll see what happens. And then like a year later, you know, I finally got some amateur fights and stuff and enjoyed the shit out of it. And, you know, then life happens, had to take a little hiatus. But now I'm back again. We'll see what happens. I'm old as fuck now, but, you know, get at least another couple amateur fights in. When I first started, my goal was to have one pro fight. So that's still my goal, because I didn't accomplish it yet. So one pro fight. But the point is, whatever you want trying to do, take that first step. Just start it. Alright? It doesn't have to be perfectly planned out. All the stars are not going to align. That never happens. Never once have I seen that happen. At least in my experience in life. You just gotta jump in and go for it. You gotta have some type of plan, don't get me wrong. I mean, some situations are different than others, so... I mean, hell. When I went to school for studio engineering and stuff, and audio production. Started a little studio, and then I moved to Ohio with an artist. I was like, alright, you got a little following out here, let's make it pop, yo, let's build a studio and do it. I mean, didn't work out. But I'd say you'd rather live with the, damn, at least I tried that, than what if I didn't try it, and then what could have happened if I would have just fucking tried it. And knowing what happened and it not working out that well, a part of you will be like, man, well, if I knew that was going to happen, maybe I wouldn't have done it. But that's the thing, you don't know, and you gotta, if you can learn from everything, whatever experience it is, and use it in a positive way, make it a little better, then it's a win. You know, no matter how much it costs, whether not just money, time, you know, experience, whatever it was, energy, effort, whatever it was. As long as you can look at it, learn from it, and it's not going to be right away. I can tell you that, you know, moving back from Ohio after being out there for 3 years, like, I was not okay. Like, right away. I was a fucking angry little motherfucker, man. That's probably why I wanted to fucking start fighting right away. I was like, man, let me fucking just hit some shit. That's what I need to do. I don't know what to do. Fucking really mad. Let me just start hitting some shit. Or at least, let me start training, let me do something. I was mad at music, too. like fucking the radio would be on, and I would want to punch that shit. I'm like, nah, man, I'd be in somebody else's car wanting to punch their radio. It's like, nah, you gotta shut that shit off, man. Can't be listening to no music, yo. But, hey, I got over it. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, because I fucking DJ now, I'm playing music for a fucking living. So, you know, I guess that adage, time heals all wounds, holds true for a lot of stuff. It will at least, you know, get you past it. And again, looking at it differently. Now I look at that whole situation and stuff differently, and I can react to it different, and I can take a lot of positive stuff out, instead of just being fucking little angry dude about it, you know? So alright, now I'm in my driveway, and I'm definitely going in my house now. I just left the gym, so I mean, I gotta fucking shower, eat something, whatever. So yeah, long story short, that's what this podcast is gonna be about. Hopefully talking about some shit with some other people, yada yada yada. I'm gonna post this up. Hit me up, Facebook comment it, hit me up on Twitter at DJ Tracktion. It's DJ TRACKTION. It's also that email, djtracktion@gmail.com. If you wanna bring up a subject, topic, want to be a part of it as a guest or whatever, let me know. And it really could be anybody as a guest. Don't think, it has to be somebody that's involved in music or something like that. It really can be anybody if you're down to discuss stuff. You know what I'm saying? So hit me up and let me know about that. All right? I'm going to try to do one a week. Let's see what happens. All right? Peace.